Cool. We've got to walk down to the registration and pay for the evening. Okay, got to pay for everything. That's a great deal, isn't it? You can see it, $5 for a non-electric site. Sweet. And there's where we'll put it. Well, here's home for the night. Campsite number 25. Well, the reason Opie and I got such a late start this afternoon and didn't even get here till after dark was we were waiting on the U.S. Postal Service. And we're on the end of the route, I guess, because there's times we don't get our mail until 4 or 5 o'clock at night. Of course, today was one of those days. Well, what we were waiting on was a package delivery from Amazon. And if you remember in the last video, I said I was tired of cooking over a blowtorch, you know, the jet boil. And so I did go ahead and order a stove that night. And it came in today. So let's unbox this thing and get an idea of what it looks like. And see if it's actually going to do what we want it to do. I went ahead and stopped at the store and got the cartridge for it. Alright. Gas 1. And this is a GS 3400P, which is an 8,000 BTU. And the reason I decided to get this one is it's a dual fuel. It'll use butane and propane. So it'll use one of these cartridges, which you saw me get a while ago. And then it'll use one of those 1 pound propane cylinders like you use for a lantern or a buddy heater or something like that. So let's see how this thing opens. Like a kid at Christmas here. I think this is going to work good. Guess that's It's going to be a lot more stable than that jet boil up there. Just vent. I think it'll work pretty well. We'll probably just go ahead and store it right there like that. All right, I think it's going to be pretty Nice. Right, that's the adapter hose, so you can use the propane, the 1 pound propane. And then this just goes in here. So, I'll hook it all up. Okay, this is the first time that I've ever used one of these stoves. In fact, it's the first time I've ever seen one in person. So, I had to actually read the instructions to figure out how to work it. So, let me show you how it works. To load the cartridge, you take it, you open it, and it has a groove right here. And that groove fits right here. There's a little mechanism that makes it where you can only put it in one way, and then that locks it in. And then the back of the canister is up against this, and then it has a mechanism here that locks the canister in place. So watch, this is going to move forward as I push this down, and now it's locked in place. That's pretty nice. Nice and sturdy. All right, let's see. Let's see if it'll light. Here we go. Oh my God, how's that? Let's see if it's going to simmer, because that's the big issue with the jet boil. Oh my God, that's going to be so much nicer for, I mean, the jet boil is the greatest stove you can have, in my opinion, for backpacking and but for in here it just didn't work. It'd be good for the backup, and I still got it just in case this thing didn't work. But this is going to be great for this. Yeah, now we just got to cook with it. Okay, it's time to start thinking about dinner. So what we're going to have tonight is smothered steak and mashed potatoes. You know, it sounds really fancy, but it's quite simple. This is round steak that's been run through the tenderizer, some instant mashed potatoes, a can of cream of mushroom soup, and a ½ liter of water. So let's get to doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to sear or brown this meat. So when you turn that down, open the vent. I'll tell you what, this is really nice, being able to adjust the flame so that you can just simmer this stuff. That's what you're doing, is just slowly cooking it. Now once you have these things about 50% done, nice and brown on both sides, then what you're going to want to do is add the can of cream of mushroom soup. Because what will happen is you're going to just let these things simmer for quite a while. Not a long time, but, you know, 10 minutes probably. And that's going to finish cooking, and it's going to make a really, really nice gravy. So the meat has got a lot of juice in here, so there's no need to add any water to the soup. And I just always like to keep things covered up here. All right. We'll lower that down to a simmer. And we'll let it cook. Okay, from time to time, you just want to roll them over. Cover them back up with the gravy. Okay, this part of the meal is done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it off of the burner, put the kettle on to boil, turn the flame up. We're going to sit this right here, and we're going to let that rest. It's what all the chefs and bakers say, is that you should let it rest. I didn't know that until my wife informed me of that. And she is a damn good cook, so I need to listen to that. So that also gives this time to come to a boil. This stove is really good. Look at that. Okay, the water has come to a boil. So it's time to trade positions here. Set this back up here out of the way. Get our potatoes. And we'll pour in the water. These packages of instant mashed potatoes are almost foolproof, unless you put too much water in there. And they got a great taste. The only real problem with them is they're just loaded with salt. Okay, I decided to do this different. I'm going to use the lid for the bowl as my plate. Can't keep track of where everything's at. Okay, there you have it. Smothered steak and mashed potatoes. Another good warm meal on a cold night. All right, I'm going to enjoy this meal. Listen how quiet that heater is. It's pretty amazing. Well, Ope just woke me up. We had to go out for him to go to the potty. And today is a special day. Today is Ope's birthday. It's your birthday, Opie. So I had to get him a present. His favorite thing in the world is a squeak toy. Looky here. Looky here. Looky here, Ope. What is this? What is this? Come up here. Come on. Squeak it. Opie's actually a rescue dog. We got him when he was 10 weeks old, and he's been a godsend for me. We lost our little cub, Georgie, and it just broke my heart. So, happy birthday, Opie. Happy birthday, Opie dog. Don't know what I'd do without him.